Today you should teach Dharma. Today is Buddha's mother's teaching day, and also Buddha's art day, and we should teach very good things for whole world.
Thank you, Khenpo Choga. My name is Kunzang. I'm here at Dzogchen Retreat Center in Oregon, USA. And earlier this month, Khenpo Choga asked that I please give a short teaching on the 7 stages of generating bodhicitta. And so the first thing to start out with in this teaching is understanding what bodhicitta is. When we want to clearly define bodhicitta, we say it's the intention and the commitment to free all beings from suffering and all their causes of suffering and have them attain perfect peace, true happiness. That is bodhicitta, that intention, that wantingness. And what we need to understand is Buddha taught for us to achieve our ultimate goal of true happiness and perfect peace, we must awaken and develop this very intention. Without that intention, there's no way that we can attain the goal that we've sought for so long, to find true happiness, lasting, perfect, permanent happiness. So we need to understand this intention is incredibly critical, it's indispensable, because it's the highest possible intention. Because it has as its object all beings, freeing them from suffering and having them attain what we all want, true happiness. So that intention, why it produces the result of Buddha, is because it is the thinking that most closely matches our true nature. Buddha said, our true nature is true happiness. And we merely do not recognize that. We have wrong thinking, we have wrong intentions, and therefore we do not realize that true nature. It's the true nature of all beings. All beings are capable of realizing that. So we need to understand our true nature is wonderful, amazing, it's perfect compassion, it's perfect love, it's perfect wisdom. And every being needs to realize that. And once we do, once each of us as beings realize that true nature, all those wonderful qualities, every imaginable excellent quality we could ever think of, ever desire, becomes fully activated, and it immediately starts benefiting all beings. And so, as practitioners, as Buddhist practitioners, we should constantly bring this to mind, the benefits of becoming Buddha. Understanding that when you become Buddha, you will spontaneously help every single being in all universes. You'll help them every moment. You'll help them in every way possible, from the smallest, slightest, beneficial activity to the greatest. Anything a being could desire or want, you'll have the power to supply that condition. Not cause that, but the most powerful support and condition for every being realizing their true nature. So this is wonderful. It's something we should focus our minds on. And when we do that, if we do it often enough, recalling the benefits of becoming Buddha, then we will get this idea of, okay, I want bodhicitta. I want to become Buddha for the benefit of all beings. I want to help all beings be free from suffering and become true happiness. But even though you may develop that desire to want to awaken and develop bodhicitta, the idea of actually helping to free all beings from suffering, every bit of suffering, and have them become Buddha, to literally do that every moment, it can sound overwhelming to a beginner. It can sound like too big of a job. And the reason that is because of our ignorance, because of our ego clinging, because of our negative thinking, because of our negative habitual patterns, our negative karma. Because those qualities are present in our thinking right now, they obscure what our potential is and what the potential of all beings is. And really, how we're tricked is because of ignorance, not realizing our true nature, and we constantly cling to I. An illusion, a delusion, a permanence, of being the most important, of truly existing separately from all beings, from the universe, and essentially focusing only on our desires, our wishes. What can I get? How can I take advantage of others to accomplish my own goals? It's always me, me, me. I. You know, I'm the golden boy. And everybody needs to recognize that. So, because of that self-absorbed thinking, we become blind to others' concerns, their wish to be free from suffering and to attain true happiness. We become totally numb and indifferent. But we need to recognize that all other beings are just like us. Every single being, every moment, they want happiness and they don't want suffering. Just like us, they never forget that for a single moment. Not ever. Just like us, nobody had to teach them that. You know, we didn't have to go pay money and go to a seminar to understand that I always want happiness. I never want suffering. That's something that's instinctual, it's spontaneous, it's natural. Because we know, deep down, that is our true nature. Our true nature is happiness. So we need to be able to recognize the fact that other beings are just like us, and they deserve happiness because they have Buddha nature. So as a beginner practitioner, we need to develop that sense of caring and thinking of others' concerns as being just as important as ours. And gratefully, thankfully, Buddha taught us, and many Buddhist lineage masters taught us, the best way to develop this sense of caring about others also is to begin with compassion and love for your mother. This is a fundamental starting point for every person, every being. We need to recognize how powerful a condition our mother is for our happiness. Right now we have a precious human body. We have the ability to attain true happiness. Our mother is one of the strongest conditions for that opportunity that we have right now. She's done so much for us. And she suffered so much for our happiness. And we should understand that she deserves real peace, she deserves real happiness, she deserves real joy for everything that she's done for us. So the question becomes, you know, why don't we naturally and intensely feel that all the time? Why don't I always feel intense love for my mother? Is there any time I don't feel that? That's because we don't remember her kindness. Why don't we feel intense compassion? Because we don't have perfect mothers. They have negative thinking just like us. And they've been a condition for our suffering. But then we focus on that point. Oh, they've caused me suffering. They've been a condition of my suffering. So again, we turn it in on ourselves. We make our own mother a threat in that way. We need to understand any mistakes our mother have made towards us, even though it might be a condition for our suffering, even more so, it's a powerful condition for her suffering. And we need to awaken the desire to alleviate that suffering. And thankfully, Buddha gave us a very powerful meditation on that. He gave us a 7-stage meditation. So I don't have a lot of time to dwell on each point. I wish I did, but this is a short teaching. So I can just quickly go through these points and give you a sense of how to think about your mother and help develop real loving compassion. The first point is you need to think, I will joyfully acknowledge my mother as my kind mother. In other words, you need to recognize, not ignore, and not deny the kindness that your mother has shown you in so many ways. You begin this meditation, visualize your mother as you know her, maybe a very beautiful, attractive image that you have of your mother, of a fond memory of your mother that you have, and literally recite this acknowledgement. I will joyfully acknowledge that my mother is my kind mother. You simply repeat that thinking, that is meditation, thinking that again and again, focused on your mother, and thinking very clearly that she is kind. The next stage, I will gratefully remember the details of my mother's kindness. So what does that mean? You need to vividly think about, recall, remember all the kindness that your mother has actually paid to you. Think about the 9 months that she carried you in her womb, all the difficulties that caused for her, how much care she gave you, how much she watched over you, teaching you everything about the ways of the world, how to grow up and be an adult. Your mother did that, and so you need to focus on that again and again. I will gratefully remember the details of my mother's kindness. Out of that, you should get the essential mantra of thank you, of gratitude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you've done for me. Third stage, I will sincerely and intentionally repay my mother's kindness. Here we need to understand our mother hasn't achieved true happiness yet. She still has suffering. So we need to do something to help her be free from suffering, to help her have happiness. So by focusing and repeating this thought, I will sincerely and intentionally repay my mother's kindness, we can develop a sincere desire to figure out a way to help her. Fourth, I will lovingly and affectionately care for my mother. Think of this many times. Understand you need to increase your mother's happiness, and you need especially to teach her Dharma and help her increase her happiness. Help her increase her positive thinking through that method. Number 5, I will compassionately and skillfully care for my mother. This is the inverse of that. We need to teach our mother to reduce her negative thinking and thereby help her reduce her suffering. Number 6, I will unconditionally and wholeheartedly care for my mother. No matter the situation, I will help my mother. No matter how she might perceive me or how she might treat me, I will joyfully, wholeheartedly help her because I know that she deserves happiness. The 7th stage, I will definitely and always help my mother realize unchangeable happiness. This is the highest possible intention that you can help your mother. This is what you really need to do for your mother, is help her to become Buddha. That is the true way to help your mother and to repay her kindness. Because she has been helping you for countless lifetimes. So you need to do this for her. You need to take on that responsibility. Then, by doing this, it's guaranteed how you think of your mother will change, no matter what your present perception might be. And then changing that perception will also change naturally how you feel about other beings. And slowly through this meditation, using this as a foundation, we can gradually apply this meditation to other beings in the same way, and understanding that all beings are our mothers. So I want to thank you for your time, and I'd like to dedicate the merit of this teaching to my kind mother. May she be free from suffering and have true happiness. Thank you so much.